When you grab a standard canister of table salt off a grocery store shelf, you might assume you are buying pure sodium chloride. Under Standard Food and Drug Administration labeling standards, everyday table salt can contain up to 2% chemical additives. These include conditioning compounds like yellow prussiate of soda, silicon dioxide, and sodium silicoaluminate, which keep the crystals pouring freely in humid weather. Beyond flow agents, some commercial refiners even add small amounts of dextrose, a form of sugar, to stabilize the added iodine from degrading over time. What appears to be a single, basic mineral in your kitchen shaker is often an engineered mixture that undergoes high heat, refining, and chemical bleaching before it ever reaches your table. Understanding what goes into everyday pantry staples is key to making better food choices for your home. Before we dive into the specific salt options on American shelves, I would love to know where you are watching from in the United States today. Comment your state below, whether you are tuning in from Ohio, Florida, California, North Carolina, Arizona, or Pennsylvania. And how old are you? Tell me in the comments as well, as it helps us tailor these grocery investigations to our audience. The regulatory framework around sodium products falls primarily under the FDA for ingredient disclosures, while the Federal Trade Commission oversees advertising claims regarding purity. However, many shoppers are surprised to learn that the United States Department of Agriculture does not maintain an organic certification standard for sea salt, because salt is a mineral rather than an agricultural crop. This means when you see terms like natural, pure, or organic style on salt packaging, those descriptions fall under general marketing guidelines, rather than strict agricultural, organic rules. As a result, consumers must look directly at the ingredient panel, rather than relying on front-of-package marketing claims. The first major category of salt to reconsider is standard refined white table salt processed at extreme temperatures, above 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. This intense heat processing strips away all naturally occurring trace minerals, like magnesium, potassium, and calcium, leaving behind almost pure sodium chloride. To prevent the remaining crystals from clumping during shipping and storage, chemical anti-caking agents are introduced. While regulatory limits consider these additives safe in small doses, independent chemical analysis shows that these processing methods alter the crystal structure entirely, creating a harsh, sharp saltiness that lacks the nuanced mineral profile of traditional salts. A second widespread option to watch out for is iodized table salt, formulated with synthetic iodine and stabilized with dextrose. Dextrose is derived from corn starch and is added strictly to prevent potassium iodide from oxidizing and turning yellow. Although the amount of sugar added is legally negligible per serving, its presence highlights how heavily altered standard table salt can be. For home cooks who assume salt contains only sodium and chloride, discovering corn derivatives on the ingredient list can be an unwelcome surprise, particularly for households trying to avoid unnecessary hidden additives in basic cooking ingredients. Moving down the list, several popular commercial sea salts on supermarket shelves undergo significant refining that closely mirrors standard table salt production. Marketing packaging often depicts serene ocean waters and pristine coastlines, leading buyers to believe the product is completely unrefined. In reality, under FDA guidelines, sea salt simply refers to salt derived from an ocean or saltwater lake, regardless of how heavily it is washed, heated, bleached, or stripped of trace elements afterward. Testing on select commercial sea salts reveals that many retain few to none of their natural ocean minerals after industrial purification, while still containing added flow agents. Another category that warrants a closer look includes certain specialty pink salts imported in bulk that lack clear sourcing verification. While authentic rock salts from ancient geological deposits contain natural iron oxide that gives them a distinct rosy hue, lower quality commercial varieties can vary widely in mineral composition and purity. Recent third-party lab evaluations of various imported pink salts uncovered noticeable amounts of insoluble mineral grit and inconsistent trace element levels, without independent purity testing or explicit batch disclosures. Shoppers paying a premium for these colorful salts may not always be getting the high-grade product they expect. Commercial kosher salts represent a fifth group where quality can vary drastically, depending on the manufacturing process. Kosher salt gets its name from its traditional use in the koshering process of meats, requiring a coarse, flaky texture. While classic traditional kosher salts contain only pure salt without flow agents, several modern mainstream brands now add anti-caking additives, like yellow prussiate of soda or sodium silicoluminate to maintain grain uniformity. Cooks who prefer kosher salt for its light texture and easy pinching may unknowingly be seasoning their dishes with the same synthetic anti-caking compounds found in basic table salt shakers. Pre-mixed seasoned salts, such as garlic salt, onion salt, and celery salt, form the sixth category of products that frequently rely on unwanted fillers. A close look at the fine print on these spice blends often reveals anti-caking agents like silicon dioxide, tricalcium phosphate, and sometimes added vegetable oils used to coat the spices. Furthermore, these pre-mixed options generally use the lowest grade of refined table salt as their main base, meaning you pay a premium price per ounce for cheap salt mixed with synthetic flow agents and minimal actual spice content. Low sodium or light salts represent a seventh variation that uses potassium chloride to replace a portion of the sodium. While these blends can assist individuals monitoring their sodium intake under medical guidance, the bitter metallic taste of potassium chloride often leads manufacturers to add artificial flavor masks or chemical enhancers. Additionally, people with specific kidney conditions or those taking certain blood pressure medications need to exercise caution with potassium-based salt substitutes, making it essential to consult a physician before switching away from standard sodium sources. To navigate the salt aisle effectively, learning to read ingredient panels is your strongest tool as an informed consumer. A truly clean salt should have exactly one ingredient listed on the packaged salt, sea salt, or mineral salt. If you spot terms like yellow prussiate of soda, sodium ferrocyanide, dextrose, or silicon dioxide, the salt has been industrially processed with functional chemical additives. Checking for unrefined claims backed by clear origin transparency ensures you are purchasing a product that retains its natural composition without undisclosed industrial manufacturing aids. Fortunately, there are transparent options available that meet high standards of purity, starting with authentic unrefined ancient seabed salt mined in North America, harvested from protected underground deposits created by prehistoric oceans. This salt is completely shielded from modern environmental pollutants and microplastics. It undergoes zero chemical bleaching or high heat refining, preserving a rich spectrum of 60+ natural trace minerals. Because it naturally retains its mineral structure, it flows easily without requiring synthetic anti-caking agents or added stabilizers. A second outstanding option is traditionally harvested cell grease or gray sea salt, gathered along the coastal salt marshes of France using centuries-old wooden hand tools. Farmers collect the salt crystals from clay-lined evaporation pans where ocean water naturally dries under the sun and wind. The surrounding natural clay imparts a light gray color and delivers a complex, moist mineral profile rich in magnesium and calcium. Because no industrial heating, bleaching, or additive treatment takes place during harvest, this artisan salt offers clean flavor and intact natural minerals. The third exceptionally clean alternative is solar evaporated unrefined flake sea salt produced in small batch coastal operations, crafted by gently evaporating filtered ocean water in controlled solar houses. This method yields soft, pyramid-shaped crystals that melt effortlessly on food. By avoiding rapid high-heat boiling and omitting all anti-caking chemicals, producers retain the natural minerals of the seawater while delivering a delicate crunchy texture. Selecting unrefined options like these allows you to elevate your culinary dishes while keeping unnecessary synthetic compounds out of your daily meals. Take a moment to check your kitchen cabinet right now and tell me in the comments which salt brand or type you currently use. If this breakdown helped you better understand standard supermarket salt labels, please hit the like button and share this video with friends or family who love to cook. Remind yourself that salt is an essential nutrient and a foundational kitchen ingredient. The goal of smart shopping is simply choosing transparent, minimally processed options that nourish your household without hidden chemicals.